Hello everyone, you are watching Political Pioneer. Today in this video we are going to talk about the political idea of Abul Fazl Alami. Abul Fazl was a great historian as well as political thinker during Mughal era. Abul Fazl's full name was Abul Fazl ibn Mubarak. He was also known as Abul Fadl and Abul Fadl Alami. Abul Fazl was born in 1551 on 14th January at Agra in India. He was the second son of Sheikh Mubarak. Abul Fazl was assassinated on 12th August in 1602 by Veer Singh Bundela through a conspiracy made by Akbar's eldest son, Prince Selim. Prince Selim in later life became the Emperor Jahangir. Abul Fazl is remembered in history mainly for his notable work Akbarnama. Akbarnama is the official history of Akbar reign. It was written from 1589 to 1602 in Persian language. In this time, Persian was the literary language of the Mughals. Akbarnama has 3 volumes. The first volume of Akbarnama deals with the birth of Akbar, the history of Taimur's family and the reigns of Babur and Humayun as well as the Shuri Sultans of Delhi. The second volume describes the detailed history of reign of Akbar till 1602. The third volume, called the Aini Akbari, describes the administrative system of the empire. It also deals with Akbar's household, army, the revenues and the geography of the empire. Abul Fazl was one of the 9 jewels of Akbar's royal court. He entered Akbar's court in 1574, preceded by his elder brother Faizi. Faizi was also a jewel of Akbar's court. He was the poet laureate of the emperor. After entering the royal court of Akbar, Abul Fazl soon became the secretary and major confidant in religious and ideological matters. Before discuss the political thought of Abul Fazl, we should know the political idea in this time. It can be analyzed in 2 ways, in theories and in practice. In theory, according to Muslim law, the head of the state was neither a God incarnate nor even a representative of God on earth. He was primarily a servant of God, selected for a higher position to force justice and will of God among his people. He charges that person to close the doors of corruption, confusion and discord. The sources of law were the Quran. However, king was allowed to use his discretion only within the framework of the Shariat. Any deviation from such principles will disqualify a king from the sacred trust. But in practice, we see that the king tended to be the sovereign more and more in his own person. For example, we can quote Alauddin Khilji. Alauddin Khilji declared that I do not know whether this is lawful or unlawful. Whatever I think to be for the good of the state or suitable for the emergency, that I decree. And what may happen to me on the day of judgment, that I know. Sultanate regime had evolved along monarchical and dictatorial lines politically, though Islam was a democracy. Now we see the political idea of Abul Fazl. Though Abul Fazl has left us no treatise on political theory as such, but it is not difficult to assess him as a political thinker, because in his work Akbarnama and Aini Akbari, Abul Fazl embedded political as well as non-political topics apart from his narrative of Akbar's life. On kingship, Abul Fazl evolved 2 theories at the same time, divine right theory and social contract theory. As divine right theory, Abul Fazl described that royalty is a light emanating from God and a ray from the sun, the illuminator of the universe. Abul Fazl also declares that no dignity is higher in the eyes of God than royalty. God directly transfers this divine light to kings without any intermediary. As social contract theory, Abul Fazl described that royalty is a remedy for the spirit of rebellion. This is the reason why subjects obey the king. He wrote in Akbarnama that a king is the origin of stability and possession. If royalty did not exist, the storm or strife never subside, nor selfish ambition disappear, and the whole earth become a barren waste. Abul Fazl gave absolute undivided sovereignty to the king. For Abul Fazl, sovereignty is not bound by dictate of religious law, that is Shariati law. It is not the product of any religion, but has the authority of the God. Abul Fazl locates the basis of sovereignty in the needs of the social order. In Aini Akbari, Abul Fazl describes that in all circumstances, in such a place of tumult, relief is not possible except through the punitive power of a single man. Abul Fazl assumes two classes of sovereigns, just sovereign and unjust sovereign. He also told that just sovereign must be father of mankind, and different kinds of person receive comfort from his benevolence. Abul Fazl was not a supporter of tyranny and misrule. He made a difference between the true ruler and a selfish ruler. To him, both have in common army, clever servants, obedient subjects, and a superfluity of means of enjoyment. But there are many differences between these two types of rulers. In case of the true ruler, the things like common army, clever servants, obedient subjects, and a superfluity of means of enjoyment, etc. are lasting. In contrast to the selfish ruler, these things are of in short duration. Besides, the true ruler attaches himself to remove oppression and to provide everything which is good. On the contrary, the selfish ruler kept in bonds by external forms of royal power, by vanity, the slavishness of men. Above all, the true ruler gives emphasis on security, health, chastity, justice, polite manners, faithfulness, truth, sincerity, etc. But in the realm of selfish ruler, hence everywhere there is insecurity, unsettlement, strife, oppression, faithlessness, etc. Abul Fazl describes the positive aims of kingship very clearly. He wrote that in his wisdom, king will understand the spirit of the age and shape his conduct accordingly. He will regard all conditions of humanity and sects of religion with single eye of favor, and not be mother to some and stepmother to others. He is expected to have a parental love towards subjects, a large heart, trust in God, etc. He must see that no injustice is done within his realm. Abul Fazl classified society into 4 categories: the warriors, the learned men, husbandmen and laborers, artificers and merchants. Further, Abul Fazl compares these 4 classes to the 4 elements of fire, air, water and earth. Abul Fazl realized that the welfare of the whole world and the body politic depends upon the proper formation and the successful working of the above mentioned 4 classes. It is therefore obligatory for a king to put each of these in its proper place to maintain the equilibrium of the society. Here we can find a similarity with a great Greek political thinker Plato in this matter. Very similar, Plato also categorized society into three classes, such as ruler, warrior, and the producer. Before Abul Fazl, the spiritual and temporal powers were kept separate. But Abul Fazl states that under Akbar, the spiritual and temporal powers were sought to be combined. The people will naturally look and accept to their king to be their spiritual leader as well. Regarding taxes, Abul Fazl described that taxes or the wages of protection have to be paid to the sovereign for protecting the four essences such as property, life, honor, and religion. But Abul Fazl warned that no taxes could be too high. Just sovereign do not take more than what suffices for their task and do not soil their hands by desiring more. However, in Abul Fazl's eyes, Akbar was the embodiment of his ideal monarch. He receives divine light from God. By abolition of jizya and introducing of Din-e-Ilahi, Akbar really altered the basis of government for the first time and break with the tradition of Orthodox Islam. Under Din-e-Ilahi, Akbar would be absolute sovereign in all religious and temporal matters over all classes of his subjects. Akbar's kingship is based on the principle of universal peace, religious tolerance, and social harmony. However, criticizers have raised various questions against Abul Fazl's political thought, such as his theory of sovereignty is contradictory. Abul Fazl articulated social contract and divine light as the basis of the sovereign at the same time. Besides, he supported despotic monarchy. He mixed religion and politics instead of separating them. Anyone who wished to know more, he should go through these essential writings: The Ain-e-Akbari by Abul Fazl, A Political Theory for the Mughal Empire, a study of the ideas of Abul Fazl by Irfan Habib, Abul Fazl as a political thinker by S.R. Sharma, Political Ideas of Sheikh Abul Fazl Alami by Abul Fazl Usmani, The Imperial Vision, Barni and Fazl, in Foundation of Indian Political Thought by V. Mehta, etc. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any question, queries or suggestion, please write in comment box, and if it is helpful, please subscribe this channel and click the bell icon to get the notification of new videos. Thank you again.